Michael, great to be with you.
Great to have you with us. Where are you today?
Sadly, I'm in Washington, D.C.
Y'all are y'all in session today?
We are in session, although hopefully I'll be back in Texas in a couple of days.
Will you be repealing Obamacare today?
I do. Sadly, we will not be doing that today, but we need to get it done, and we need to get it done soon.
You have expressed great frustration with your peers of late, more so than usual. Why?
We have an historic opportunity. We've got a Republican president, Republican heads of every agency, and Republican majorities in both houses. And we're failing to deliver on the promises we made. And that's frustrating to you. It's frustrating to me. It's frustrating to the people who elected us. And my message to my colleagues is we need to get our act together and do what we promised we would do.
Let me ask you a question, and I don't want to put you on the spot. I know this is complex and complicated, and there's a lot of ins and outs. But today's National Taco Day. Are you a soft taco or a hard shell taco kind of guy?
I like soft tacos. I like them both, and I'll happily eat them both. But I do like soft tacos.
Do you have a favorite taco joint in Houston?
Oh, not particularly. I'll eat tacos just about anywhere.
That's a very political answer. I'm waiting.
Although actually, I tend when we take the girls out to dinner. One place we go a fair amount is Escalante's, and I tend to do enchiladas rather than tacos. Then enchiladas are just good eating.
They are. I have gravitated to enchiladas the older I have gotten. Enchiladas have become kind of my throwdown. And I eat cheese enchiladas often now, which I never did before. What's on your mind this week? What are you working on? What can we expect to see some progress on? And I understand you're only one member of the Senate, but you are de facto a member of the leadership, particularly from the public perspective. What accomplishments can we expect to see out of this Senate?
Well, I'll tell you, last week we actually saw a significant accomplishment for the people of Texas, which is that Congress enacted tax relief for hurricane victims, for victims of Harvey and Irma and Maria. And it was legislation I introduced. It was Cruz, Cornyn, Rubio legislation. And it was directed at providing immediate relief to Texans who were hit by this terrible storm. And there were a lot of elements of it. I carried it with John Cornyn and Marco Rubio in the Senate, and Kevin Brady carried it in the House. It provides, number one, for people that had losses in the storm, that uncompensated losses, that they can deduct those on their taxes, free of the current cap that requires that the losses exceed 10% of adjusted gross income. So it makes it easier to deduct those losses on your taxes. It also provides that folks hit by the storm can withdraw money from 401k plans, retirement plans, to use to rebuild from the storm without having to pay the 10% penalty that you normally pay. So it's
regular income at your regular rate, but no penalty for early withdrawal.
No penalty. And ordinarily, if you withdraw it before you're retired, you have a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only in the hurricane affected areas, but it lets people, if your home was badly damaged and you got some money in a 401k, you can pull it out and use it. And it also has two other elements. It encourages charitable giving all over the country so that people can make contributions to disaster relief organizations free of the caps and limits that ordinarily apply to charitable giving. And for employers, if you got a small business that paid its employees during the hurricane or in the aftermath, even when the business was shut down, a lot of our employers did that, went ahead and paid their employees. It provides a tax credit for that business for having paid your employees through the hurricane, even if they weren't able to work because of the disaster. And so all of those are targeted tax relief aimed at Texans who were hit by Harvey, and that That legislation, the Cruz, Cornyn, Rubio legislation, passed the Senate, passed the House, and last week President Trump signed it into law.
And that is for the tax year 2017, which will be due in April of 18, right?
Correct.
Okay. Does that apply to the withdrawal? Does that apply to IRAs as well as 401ks?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's retirement funds, and it lets people get access to their savings without having a 10% penalty. And it's all, it's trying to think creatively about how the federal tax laws can help those millions of Texans who got really hurt by this storm.
I have 2 minutes left till the end of the hour. Are we going to see meaningful tax reform?
I believe we are. I'm working night and day on it. I just left 2 meetings with my colleagues on the topic of tax reform. I think we'll get it done. I think virtually every Republican wants to get it done. What's an open question is how big and bold it'll be. What I am pressing for is do something with some real bang for the buck. I think politically it is almost as hard to do something small and piddly as it is to do something that really has a positive effect, that cuts taxes, that helps small businesses, that helps families, and I hope we do that because that'll have an incredible effect on the economy.
Well, it strikes me that we can disagree over rates. I don't think that I think that 35 is too high. I don't want to see the fourth rate of 39.6. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see the top rate be 25. But it strikes me that even if everyone disagrees left and right with the rates, simplification to a one-page document should be something everyone should agree with. That's a win for everybody. Schumer, Cruz, you name it.
Look, that is exactly right. As you know, being able to fill out your taxes on a postcard is something that I have campaigned on and pushed hard for many years. And I was very gratified that the administration's proposal and the proposal in both houses incorporates that suggestion that I've been fighting for a long time, which is simplifying the code so people can fill out your taxes on a postcard.